What?
It's time now for My Two Favorite Librarians. Brought to you by the Copper Tree Boutique in Dale's Grand Market, located in beautiful, historic downtown Amherst.
Hi, this is My Two Favorite Librarians. I'm Denise Corey.
I'm Chantel Taylor. Today we're talking about books with song titles.
Or books that have the same title as a song. I know you think that they are the same thing, but to me it sounds different.
I suppose sometimes... I suppose people could write songs about books.
You're like,
but it's still a song title.
yeah. Anyway, one of the examples I do have is somebody writing a song about a book. So, there.
Yeah, I didn't say that was wrong.
So this is a Pop Sugar reading challenge.
And it was hard.
There is a list on Goodreads because it is a Pop Sugar reading challenge, so people contribute things to the list.
There's lots of books with song titles. We just don't own every single one, so it was hard to find a whole bunch that we owned.
Well, and the thing with the list on Goodreads, too, is that I don't always agree with, because it's a list generated by...
Yeah, I have one that's basically words in a song, which I'm going to see if you can guess what song it is when we get to it, because it took me forever to figure it out.
Well, this one, the number 2 on the list on Goodreads is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Well, I don't know of a song called Cinder. Do you know a song called Cinder? I mean, also, it's not like I know every song ever. You're Googling it, aren't you?
I'm going to Google it. I want to know what song it is.
I did Google it, and I found... Yes, I found one song that is on, like, SoundCloud or GarageBand or something like that. So, yeah. I don't
Well, I suppose technically if someone did a lot of work and they wanted to read that book and then Googled it and found that song, it qualifies for the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge.
Well, yes, because with these reading challenges, it's really about what you think fits into the reading challenge.
Yeah.
So
Also, maybe the person who put it on that list is in that band.
maybe.
Yeah, or married to somebody in that band.
Here's one I want to ask you about.
Okay.
If you've ever read Helter Skelter, the true story of the Manson murders by Vincent Bugliosi? Bugliosi?
I think that sounds right.
Bugliosi? Anyway.
I'd have to look at it too, but yeah, that sounds right.
Have you read it?
Yes, I have read it, yes. A really long time ago, before like true crime was, because of course that's been out forever.
Oh yeah, it was published in 1974. So...
I read it in the 90s.
yeah, probably. So yesterday when I was looking up songs, that one came up. And then I came out into the office and asked for suggestions. And one of the staff suggested Helter Skelter. And I was like, I already have it on the list. So you have read it.
Of course, yeah.
Did it scare you? I can't read true crime. It freaks me out.
It wasn't, I mean, it's not that they weren't frightening people going in, because it was basically like home invasions, which are very frightening things. But it was such, cult things are just so weird, and it's so hard to understand
how somebody
people get locked up in that like world. And of course it can happen to anybody. It can happen that you don't realize you're even involved in it. So yeah, that I found more scary than, not the murders, because they were they were horrible and gross.
But the cult part.
Yeah.
So that book title is based on a song by the Beatles, which apparently Manson thought the White Album had messages for him.
Mm-hmm. I bet he did.
But when I hear that song in my head, it's always Motley Crue.
Oh, see, I always hear the U2 version. Did you know that Charles Manson used to hang out with the Beach Boys?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah. I think it was the drummer. He used to hang out. I can't remember. Carl, I think was the drummer. And he used to hang out with him. And I feels like Charles Manson might have been in a band. We may have to Google more things now. Anyway, moving on from Charles Manson.
No more Charles Manson. So here is a song that is named after a book, Wuthering Heights by Kate Bush.
Oh, I hate Kate Bush.
I love that song. Of course you hate it. You and I agree on nothing.
I actually don't know if I've ever heard that song. I only know Running Up That Hill, and
Yeah.
that was just enough for me.
No, I love Wuthering Heights, but she sings at a register that is so high that even my terrible singing can't I can't even terrible sing that high. Yeah, but I love that song, and it is 100% written about that book.
But it's still a book with a song title.
It is no, it's a song with a book title. They share the same title.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 more.
Okay. Only 2?
Yeah. Well, I could go on, but I'm going to give you a chance to
Okay.
talk. Carry On by Rainbow Rowell.
That's on my list as well.
And the second book, that's the Simon Snow series. And the second book in that series is called Wayward Son.
Yes. Because I was like, ooh, supernatural references everywhere.
I know. Well, it's a Kansas song, but to me,
Oh, that
it is
automatically.
I always think of Supernatural, of which I have not yet finished season 15. So,
All right, you've got time now.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, and it's been over for what?
A year?
A year? Yeah. So, yeah. What do you got? Tell me what you got.
So I'm surprised you don't have Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill.
It's funny. I looked at that, but it's one of the few Joe Hills that I have not read. I do like Joe Hill.
I've never read anything by him.
No, because you don't like horror.
Yeah, it's true. And I'm assuming this is a horror as well, although it has a very nice cutesy title.
Oh, no, it's a horror.
Okay, I
Yeah.
figured as much.
I don't think he's written anything that is non-horror.
Horror?
Yeah.
I'm also shockingly surprised you didn't lead with Smoke Gets in Your Eyes.
Oh, is
Other
that
Lessons from the Crematorium by
Oh.
Caitlin Doherty?
I didn't think... Doherty.
Doherty.
I didn't even think of her.
Ah.
I didn't read that one. That's why. I read Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs?
So Denise is obsessed with this YouTube channel, and it's a mortician, and she sort of is demystifying death rituals and what happens to your body, and
She also covers a lot of
historical
iconic corpses, she calls it. So she talks about the most recent one I've watched was about the soccer team that was stranded on the mountain with the
Andes?
plane. Yeah, with the plane crash.
Yeah, we won't go into any details other than that.
No,
But
if you
you're-
want to see it, you can watch it on YouTube.
She's very delightful. Denise loves to inflict her weird videos on people. And I don't mean her, Caitlin. I mean what Denise likes weird videos.
I like weird videos.
And she's quite delightful. But yeah, not necessarily for everybody's taste. But we do own a couple of her books.
And when you say she's quite delightful, you mean me, right?
No, I don't.
No, I didn't even think of that one. Smoke Gets
Yeah.
in Your Eyes. There you go. Are you going to sing a few lines?
Smoke Gets in Your Eyes? No, I'm not going to do that one. So, how about How to Save a Life
Ooh.
by Sarah Czar?
And the song by The Fray.
Which I was like, because it was like, oh, this has been in every medical drama or teen, and I was like, I don't know the song. And then the instant I heard the chorus, I was like, oh, that song, because I've only heard that
Grey's Anatomy.
minute. Yeah, exactly. So that's a YA book, How to Save a Life. Very popular.
Have you read it?
No.
Why?
I feel like it was a little, it might not have been something I was interested in. I don't even know if I can tell you what the book's about.
I don't either.
Yeah. But the title obviously means something to someone.
Yes.
Okay. How about All the Single Ladies?
I didn't know there was a book called that.
There's 2 books.
Really?
Because the book that they told me we didn't own, but we own another one by Dorothea Benton Frank, who I feel is like a cozy mystery.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, cozy
I like
mystery
how
writer.
you're like, cozy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. I did this list a few weeks ago, and I remember nothing about what I did.
Now I have Beyonce in my head.
Yeah, who doesn't love the little single ladies?
Bum, bum.
No, that's not it at all. But that's
I also
That's
did
fine.
Jazz Hands.
you did for nobody to see.
Well, you're here. Didn't you enjoy them?
I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it.
That's, This is one of those prompts where if you pick a generic title, you must be able to find a book title and a song like that share the same title. I put that very awkwardly.
One of my most hated songs ever, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
But that's more about the movie.
I know, but nonetheless, still a book with a song title.
Yeah. A song
that
with a
we
book.
own.
Yeah. Yes. One of our coworkers recently started watching Breakfast at Tiffany's with their child, forgetting that it is extremely racist.
Yeah.
I had forgotten as well until we had watched it with our book club a couple of years ago. And it was just like, oh my goodness.
If I say to you, I didn't even write down the author for this book. If I say to you, animals strike curious poses.
You should feel the heat between you and me.
No, me and you. But it took me forever. I could
Really?
get those two lines and I was like, I could hear it in my head. And I
When
was like,
doves cry,
I know, couldn't
how
pull
could
that
you
title.
how could you like Prince?
I know.
Okay, so
Couldn't.
you don't even know who wrote the book.
No, we don't
You didn't
own
write it down.
I was just like, that one annoyed me.
Yeah, my background on my computer right now is the Bernie meme where he's in the tub, dig if you will my mittens.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, didn't I send that to you?
There were so many Bernie memes.
There really were. But, I decided I wanted to be able to look at that every time I have to go onto my desktop.
That's weird.
I am. Yes, thank you. So, speaking of the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge.
Yes.
Thus far this year, I have finished 17 books, and 16 of them have met Pop Sugar Reading Challenge prompts.
So you're doing very well.
I'm doing well. Right now, I am reading Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Okay.
This is her first published book. So it was published in 2013. And I picked it up because I loved Daisy Jones and the Six.
Me.
You didn't like it as much.
I loved the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
It was such a good book.
Amazing.
So this is not as great so far, but it is her first published work. So, you can see that she has developed. It's about Elsie and Ben. They meet at a pizza place on New Year's Day. They fall madly in love, like immediately. They are married in less than 6 months. And then there's an accident. He gets hit by a truck and dies. And so that's where the book starts. So you know that they're married. And then it goes back and forth in time to show you, like, first of all, how they met each other and how their relationship developed. And now it's like he's died. His mother shows up in town. She doesn't even know he has gotten married. Like, they didn't invite her to the wedding. She's never met this woman. Like, yeah. So it's pretty good. I'm going to like it. I don't feel like I'm going to, like, Daisy Jones and the Six. I could not put that book down. I just was like into it. But this one is, it's good.
Well, and it's nice that she's gotten better. Like, if it was a starting place, it's nice to know that, maybe she'll keep getting better and better.
Well, and also, it's not a bad book.
It's just not for you.
It's just, and I might have liked it more if I hadn't read her other stuff first.
Yeah, if you'd started reading in order.
But I'm totally in for reading all of the Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I like her. I hope she writes a lot.
Yeah, me too. Because like I said, it was the way that Daisy Jones and the Six was presented. It was those little clips of interviews. I was like, no, I don't want to read this. Had it been like the Seven Husbands, where we went through, like, it was in time, or they were interviewing people for a chapter, that might have been different.
I liked that setup. I thought it was really interesting, but I also like those kind of epistolary novels or novels with found items where they'll put in like newspaper articles and that kind of thing.
That usually doesn't bother me. There was just something about this. I don't know. Because I've tried it 2 separate times and didn't like it either time.
And you tried it as an audiobook and you tried it as a paper book.
Yes. Yeah.
I am also reading right now The Duke and I by Julia Quinn.
Yeah.
Why am I reading that, Chantel?
Because we're doing Bridgertons on Facebook Live.
Friday, March 26th at 3 o'clock. I
Keep it in.
will have
Keep it in.
things to say.
Keep it in until the end of the month. Push it down.
Push it way down. What are you reading?
So, okay. So I'm working on 2 books. And one I kind of like. It's a new series. And one, I don't know. So the one I don't like is by Katie Robert. And it's called Learn My Lesson. And she's got a whole series of erotica about Disney villains.
Okay.
So in this book, Disney villains, this is
just Disney villain erotica.
So first of all, it's not cartoon. It's like real people. So in this book,
Disney villain.
I didn't write it. And I'm not enjoying it. So this book is the 3rd book in the series, I think, and it concerns Hades, Meg, and Hercules. They're kind of a throuple.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not liking it.
You don't have to finish it.
I know I didn't do well in February with my reading challenge. February was erotica, and I couldn't really find a whole lot of erotica that I loved. I read a couple of books. And people really love Katie Roberts, and people love this series. It gets a lot of talk on, like, in the romance blogs and Instagram. And I'm only a few pages in. They've just met Hercules, and literally it's on page 5. Meg has been sent up to seduce him in a restaurant. And I'm just like, I don't know about this. I don't know. So I'm not putting much effort into it. However, another blogger recommended for me, and I want to turn it on because I'm listening to the audiobook. And that's the other thing. I'm listening to the audiobook of the Disney villain series.
Erotica?
Yeah. I maybe should be reading it. Like, it might go faster if I wasn't listening.
Can you, like, increase the speed on it?
That's not going to make things better because it might actually sound like a Disney movie then.
Increase it to Alvin and the Chipmunk speed.
Yeah, no. So this is called the Search and Rescue series, and it's by Katie Ruggles, and it may actually be like a romantic suspense, which I'm not totally fond of, but they're on like an ice rescue dive team. And so, why are you looking like that? Those are real jobs that people have.
Keep going.
It's in some place where it's cold. It's not in Canada. And I want to say it's in Oregon, but I don't know that Oregon gets cold enough to be freezing. Anyway, bad geography aside. So the heroine is the newest member on the team. She's a diver. And she obviously gets this position, and it's a bit of a like inappropriate workplace romance. And she has a stalker. And so I'm like, oh, I'm liking the characters, and I'm excited because I'm liking the other characters, and I've already looked to see who the next books are about, and I'm like, ooh, I like him. So you'll be excited to learn that in the next book, he's a biker/fireman. So many tropes in one, I don't even know what I'll do. So I am really enjoying that one.
I want to take 1 second to talk about LinkedIn Learning.
Yes.
LinkedIn Learning is our newest library resource. It's online. With your library card, you can access over 16,000 courses for free. And it's got courses on graphic design, marketing, video editing, accounting. Like, it's just insane how many different things you can take on there. So
there might have been an Instagram. Like, if you're looking for social media stuff, I did a Canva class to learn that for work.
Yeah, there's definitely social media. I just touched on
a few things.
Yeah. So go onto our website, go into the resource section. LinkedIn Learning is there. All you need is your library card. Follow us on the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram. Chantel is laughing at me. And you can find all of our handles on our website, which is
www.cumberlandpubliclibraries.ca.
And what are we talking about next week?
Next week, we're talking about spring.
Because I want it.
I believe we are now in the midst of Fool Spring or Fall Spring, I can't remember what it's called, before third winter begins.
Yes. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
My 2 favorite librarians. Brought to you by the Copper Tree Boutique in Dales Grand Market, located in beautiful, historic downtown Amherst.